Hey there, it's Donna Doyon with this week's A Mindful Approach to Weight Loss class. This week I'm going to do a tarot reading for you. This is going to be a 6-card spread with specific questions that may not seem related to losing weight. And that's why I call this a mindful approach to weight loss. We're going to start getting you thinking about food and eating, and hopefully yourself, a little differently. So let's get started with that first question. So the first question was, if when I were young, someone had told me that what I wanted really mattered, ... Dun, dun, dun. And the answer was the 7 of Cups in reverse. So let me show you what it looks like straight up. So the 7 of Cups, this is a beautiful card that has all of these cups filled with many different things. The cups were overflowing. So many choices. And when you were younger, perhaps you had a lot of interests. You wanted to be just about everything when you were growing up. You wanted to be a ballerina and an astronaut and a fireman and a teacher and a writer and an actor on the stage. So many choices. And when you were younger, people probably poo-pawed and said, you know what, none of that really matters. You're going to work in a factory, you're going to work in a grocery store. And they may have discounted what you thought was important. The fact that it's in reverse, to me, this suggests that now you know what you want. There are still all of those options and possibilities out there, but as you've aged and matured, you've had a chance to take a step back. And I found for me that around the age of 50, I started to have a greater sense of self and who I wanted to be, and started thinking what I want does matter. And it allowed me that time to start thinking about all of the choices that I've always had and all of the interests I've always had, but I've started to hone them in by taking a step back, kind of looking at things. And so how we can apply this to weight loss is, you may have been told your weight doesn't matter. None of it really matters. But it does matter, because there are things you want to do that you're not doing because your weight or your perception of your weight is holding you back. So the 7 of Pentacles, there's just so much in those cups. His cups runneth over. So many choices. And sometimes we have so many things, so many opportunities, so many options. And this could be about the number of diet programs and weight loss programs, options that are out there. Now, when you were young, answering the question, if someone had told you that what you wanted really mattered, perhaps you wouldn't get caught up in the trap of all of these different programs, and you would be more inclined to look at, what is it I want? What is it I want about the foods that I'm eating and the choices that I'm making and the life I want to live, the experiences I want to experience, and the way I want to feel about me? You look at all of these weight loss programs and you say, oh my gosh, there's so many. Which one do I choose? Which one will work for me? Because this card was in reversed, I get the sense that it's because finally you know your answer. You know what you need to do. You're just not confident enough in yourself to do it. Because when you were young, no one told you that what you wanted mattered. Everyone told you that someone else's way mattered. So this is our starting card. Very powerful. And I hope, and I know that I'm biased towards this mindful approach to weight loss. It's not my approach. My mission is to help you discover your approach. What will work for you as an individual? I want to give you 7 cups worth of options so that you can choose the one that says, yeah, I think that'll work for me. I'm going to give that a try. It's not my way. It's your way, and having the confidence to choose it, because what you want, it matters. And if you've never heard that before in your life, I am saying that to you with my full, sincere heart. What you want is the only thing that matters. Because when you're creating your wants and your desires from within your heart, and it's fully supported from your higher powers, whether it's God, Spirit, Divine, the universe, They are going to support you 100% in that. They support us no matter what. But when you can choose what you want, they're just singing up there and they're just, hallelujah, she's got it. So this was card 1, only it was in reverse. The second question is, if when I were young, I was taught to honor my life, ... And the card that answers that question is the King of Pentacles. Now, kings, leadership, pentacles, earth, body, health, material possessions. If you were taught when you were younger to honor your life, then at this point in your life, you would have full responsibility. I almost said full control, but I don't like that word because I believe that we're supported. We're in partnership. But you would take full responsibility for what's going on in your life, and you would have full responsibility for it, and therefore you could make any changes you wanted to in your life. And how this applies to weight loss, I think, is pretty obvious. If you were told when you were younger to honor your life, when you were in those food situations, when you felt like you didn't have control, you felt powerless, you had to follow the crowd so that you would fit in, you gave up your power, you stopped honoring yourself and allowed yourself to become deconditioned physically, to overeat and put strains on your body. So you were not taught to honor your body, because if you had been, you wouldn't be in the physical shape that you are. The third question is, if I treat my life as unimportant, and this is present tense, if today I treat my life as unimportant, the answer is the Four of Pentacles reversed. And again, we have a pentacle. This is all about earth. It's about your body, your physical health. Are you seeing a pattern here? I think it's pretty great. So the Four of Pentacles represents that fine line between hoarding and giving and supporting others. And in this time of the coronavirus thing out there, where we've seen the stores and the toilet paper and the meat sections, people are just taking. And over the course of our lives, we've had that scarcity mentality where we're hoarding food, we're overeating, because we're thinking, well, maybe there won't be more to come. Maybe there won't be more to come. Let me get what I can while I have it. The Four of Pentacles. Oh, did I turn it the right way? The Four of Pentacles represents that need for good stewardship. There are some times when you will have plenty, and you may have the opportunity to share and give with others. And there are other times when you're going to have to look at what you have available. How many rolls of toilet paper do you have left? And say, no, today I can't spare it for a neighbor. It goes back to honoring yourself. It goes back to knowing that what you want is valuable, is important. And it even goes back to knowing that what you want matters. I want to keep that roll of toilet paper. And the Four of Pentacles in reverse for me today, this just was a stronger emphasis on the need for that balance. As you are losing weight, if you treat your life as unimportant, you are always going to make the less than healthy food choices. You're going to think it doesn't matter. My life doesn't matter. What does it matter if I eat another candy bar, another donut, another pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream? Using the energy of the Four of Pentacles reversed reminds you to keep that balance. Again, extra emphasis here. If you can start allowing yourself to say, maybe I matter. If you're not quite ready to stand up firmly and say with conviction, I matter. Which reminds me, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch Roberta's I Am Statements video that was from last Sunday. It's powerful. It's talking about the words that we use to describe ourselves. If we can transition from I am unimportant, not important, to I am important, it changes the way that you make decisions and the way that you approach your life. It changes the way you approach your food choices. If you're thinking, I matter, I want to be here healthy and fulfilling my purpose, my heart song. And I want to move forward with health and confidence and stamina. Okay, so maybe today I'm going to start balancing my choices. Instead of hoarding all of the less than healthy foods and consuming all of those, I'm going to back off on those and I'm going to start consuming the healthier food choices. I can still have some of the less healthy foods that I love, but I'm going to start bringing in more of the healthier foods. This is going to make your body really, really happy. The fourth question is, if I were to say yes to what I really want and say no to what I don't want, ... And the answer for that question is the Knight of Wands, a new suit. Now to go back just a step, the energy of the Pentacles, this relates to our bodies, to our health. And Pentacles represent the earth and how we manage it. And the Wands represent fire and how we direct our energy. So this Knight of Wands, he's a court card. He's a young leader. And he has that intense focus. He is fire. Wands, that's where we direct our energy. And he has that fire, that passion. And when he focuses in on something, he just keeps going for it until he accomplishes what he wants or he gets distracted. So answering this question, if you were to say yes to what you want and no to what you don't want, you would have great success losing weight and keeping that weight off. And many of us, we have success losing the weight to pretty close to where we want to be. But then we start to fall back into the old patterns and we start saying yes to things we don't truly want. We want them in the moment, but we don't want them long term. So if you are willing to say yes to what you want and no to what you don't want, basically there's no stopping you. The fifth question is, if I were willing to let people hear the song that's within me, ... And your answer is the Six of Pentacles. Again, we have the Pentacles. This is that steward of who you are. So the Six of Pentacles represents harmony. And how perfect is that for a question that deals with the music within you, your heart song? Oh, gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. So this card reminds you that the resources you need will be available. You don't have to work hard for everything. It doesn't have to be a struggle. You don't have to feel like you earned something. Sometimes in life there are things like scholarships, and there are gifts, and there are rewards and recognition. You don't have to fight and work really hard for everything. And in relation to weight loss, that's one of the challenges. We are so focused on struggling and pushing and trying to force our way to a healthier weight. We don't realize that we're sending our brain signals that are saying, wait, no, this is not comfortable. I don't like doing this. And our brain wants to experience pleasure and avoid pain. And when we talk about this as being a struggle and something we have to work at and something we dread and we resent it, this is going to hold us back. But when we can allow and experience that music in our from within and our soul's song, again, go back and listen to Roberta's lesson on the words that you choose, the I am statements. If you use the words, losing weight is so hard, it's going to be hard. But if you say, losing weight is doable, we don't have to go so far as to say it's easy. We don't have to make things Pollyanna-ish, but we can make it reasonable. We can take that panicky feeling, the negativity away from it, the strain and the stress, and bring it to a place that's more neutral. Losing weight is doable. Keeping the weight off is doable. I have to be mindful of what I'm doing. I have to be careful not to fall back to the old patterns. You don't need to beat yourself up. You can say, I will be kind to myself. I am kind to myself. I am compassionate. The energy of the Six of Pentacles is one that suggests that the resources will be there for you. If you need help from someone, support from someone, ask them for it. Don't let pride stop you. Don't feel like you're on your own and that you have to really push your way through it. The support is there. And the sixth and final card in this reading, the question is, if I were to express myself 5% more than I currently am, ... And the answer is the Emperor. Now this is one of the major arcana cards, and so this is one of the key places in your life. This is a milestone. The other cards that we read were all kind of day-to-day things, and I love the power that we drew this as the final question. And the question is, if you were to express yourself, your true self, by just 5% more, what would life look like for you? And the answer is the Emperor. The Emperor is stability. The Emperor is structure. The Emperor is stewardship, managing your resources. And this is what weight loss is all about. So this card reading has been amazing, and I hope you've enjoyed it. So the overall theme of this reading was one of stewardship. We had 3 pentacles, which represent your health and your body, and how you're managing your life, your past life and your current life, and how you're managing your choices. We had 2 leadership cards that talk about the role of responsibility. And one of those leadership cards was that young pup with the wand, the knight with the wand, and he's full of fire and passion, and he's saying, I can do this. Stay focused on your goal. Don't allow yourself to get distracted. Focus on what you want and say yes to those things. And have the courage to say no to the things you don't want, that don't serve you. Because when you can say no to those things and you're saying yes to what you want, and the fiery wand of that knight is saying, yes, I'm going forth, what else could happen but you're going to start allowing people to hear the song within you. And then, like the Emperor, you're going to reach this place where you're going to see the balance, and you're going to be able to manage what you need and what you want to do. And this has been your A Mindful Approach to Weight Loss class for this week. I would love some feedback on what this reading meant to you, if it resonated with you, if it gave you any ideas on what you can do to take your next step towards living that healthier and happier life.